has played everything from an army nurse on China Beach to a snarky neighbor on Desperate Housewives. Currently, she can be seen as Dr. Megan Hunt on the new series Body of Proof. Please welcome Dana Delany. So we were talking about favors and loaning money.
Money, yes.
It can ruin a relationship.
Yeah, I've had a lot of dealings with this, actually.
Really?
Well, I think your issues with money come from how you were raised with money, you know, and how it was treated in your family. And I know in my family, money was love. It was not good. Money was love. Money was power. And it doesn't make anybody happy. So I'm always giving it away. I have friends who ask. It's usually like $3,000.
Here's your Madonna. Your Madonna moment.
But the problem is, you're right. You never see it again. You have to expect that, and it does change the friendship. It does.
Yeah. Usually it ends it.
It does. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're known. Sorry, we're like, who's going to go first? And then what happens is nobody starts.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So now you're known for playing a doctor. Mm-hmm. And have you had any, like, problems with medical doctors, some incident that you had that I wanted to hear about because this is my fear?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm the person you should talk to
because
then.
you know what? You're in Hollywood and people are always saying, you know, you should do this, you should do that, you should do that, you gotta fill it. And I don't want to do it because I'm petrified that 5 years from now there's going to be some kind of class action lawsuit. I'm like, I knew I should have waited it out.
Yeah, well, about
what happened to you?
8 years ago, my dermatologist said to me, you should try Botox. I didn't even know what it was. This was before anybody was doing it. And I said, oh, I do have a photo shoot coming up. Okay. And he shot me right here, and it really was painful, but I thought, oh, I guess it hurts. And then I had this big hematoma, huge. And I thought, is that normal? And I called him up. I said, I got this big lump, but I was doing a play. I was out of town. He said, oh, it'll go down. You know, come see me when you come back. And it went down, but my eye started to, like, not respond. Yeah, like, it just wouldn't come back. I just felt numb there, and I went to see him, and this is what pissed me off. He said, oh, no, that wouldn't happen. No, I didn't do that. He was in total denial about it.
So you're like, my eye just drooped randomly on its own.
Yeah, he made me feel like I was a crazy person.
Right.
Because of malpractice. Doctors will now not admit anything.
Right.
They will not take responsibility.
Right.
And I'm not supposed to talk about it, but so he's like, maybe it's time for an eye lift. And I said, wait a minute, you want me to fix your problem with more surgery?
Right.
And he said, well, I want to send you to a friend of mine. I'm thinking it's some specialist. It's an eye lift doctor.
Wow.
And I said, no, I'm not doing that. And that was it. So that was the last I was ever going to do.
But your eye recovered.
I mean, you look
I'm telling
great.
you, I notice it. It's slowly, like, one side's a little bit lower than the other now.
No, but don't you feel like just aging gracefully? Because people are not fooling anybody with the lips and the this and the that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just know for me it doesn't work. Anytime I've tried something, it's backfired. I'm just one of those people, leave it alone.
Right.
Just be grateful for what you have.
Right. Yes. Amen.
You said that marriage was never high on your priority list and you never got married, so why is that?
People think I'm so weird.
No, I don't think it's weird. I'm not married.
No, you're right. I never really thought about marriage. I mean, I come from a divorced household. I didn't see marriage as this positive thing. And it just wasn't something that I thought was going to make me happy, so I didn't really look for it. And then over the years, I realized I like being alone. I really do, and it's not a strange thing.
Right.
I like my alone time.
You have to be your own boss.
I like having weird hours, you know. If I feel like taking a nap at 3 o'clock, I will. If I feel like staying up all night. If I feel like leaving clothes on the floor, I will.
If you have a droopy eye, it's okay. Nobody cares.
People look at it anyway.
But you mean you don't like to be in relationships at all?
No, I do, but I have to admit, the older I get, I love my solitude. I do, and I don't want to give that up.
So does that mean children, you know, are out of the question, or is that something that you never really longed for either?
again, it just wasn't, you know, high on my list. I remember hearing Katharine Hepburn say, you know, years ago, that acting is a selfish profession and that she didn't have kids for that reason. And for some reason that stuck in my head. And I admire actors that can do both, but I don't know how they do it. I don't know how,
Well,
you know.
you don't do it perfectly. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the truth.
you know, and I like acting. I like working. My mom worked when I was a kid, and she still works. She's in her 80s, and she works still.
Wow.
And I was sort of raised to be a worker bee, and my sister too. She doesn't have kids. And I just saw my mom's frustration not being able to be fully creative. She's a designer. And I saw
Because
her
of
frustrated.
being a mom.
Yeah, having to be the perfect mom, having to be the perfect wife. And I saw her frustration, and I didn't want that.
Wow. That does set the tone, just like you were saying with money, that,
Yeah.
you know, what you learn at home, you know, you take from that, and then that's how you
Well,
live
I
your
remember
life.
saying to my mother when I was, I think, 15 or 16, I'm never having kids. You know, I blurted it out. And she said, oh, no, when you get older, you'll change your mind. I said, why? I don't see it making you happy.
Oh, no! We're going to have more with Dana Delany.